In this video, I'm going to explain how to install the AI assessment module into your Blackboard course. So to get started, you're going to need a place to put it. Now you can use one of your current content areas, or you can create a new one by clicking on the content, click on area. I'll call this one just the AI. For now, I'll make it available to my students and say submit. You'll notice down here it creates the new content area. I'm going to move it up to the top here just so it's easier to see. And when I go inside there, there's no exam. Now what we need to do first is we need to import the assessment into our course, and then second we need to add it into our course so students can see it. So let's get to the importation part first. To do that, we're going to need to go down to the course management, and under course tools, go down to survey or test surveys and pools. Now in here, let's go into the tests, and what we want to do is actually import the test. You can see in my example I've got a lot of assessments for integrity. I've been working on these plus other assessments for my online courses. So I'm going to go import, and I need to browse my computer, and you need to locate the zipped file. Now this file you should have been able to get from the LTSC or from the ATS group. This is the actual zipped file that contains all the assessment components. So I'm going to select that, go back into open, and it's right here. So once I click on submit, the package has been processed correctly. That's great. We'll go OK. And what I've got now is I've just added this right here at the time of this recording, which was September the 18th. And sure enough, that's the one right here. Now I had one in the previously, but I set that as a backup so I could do that for this video. Now it hasn't been deployed to my students yet, so that'll be the next step. So the previous step was just to import it into my repository of all my assessments. Now I need to deploy it to the students. To deploy it, simply go back to your content area where you want to place the assessment and go back up into assessments and tests. This will give you a list of all of the assessments that are currently not deployed to the students, and the one I'm going to do is this one right here, and say submit. Alright, so from here we have now, this is from the zipped file that we imported, and if you want you can make modifications as a faculty member. You can customize this as you see fit, and then from there you can also go through the Blackboard options for customization. So you can say open it in a new window, make it available to the student. You can allow multiple attempts. I usually allow 3 attempts as part of my description. I force them to complete it. I do not time them. I usually put when it's available at the beginning of the course, and then I also have an end date to encourage them to complete it at a particular time. I don't have a password on it, and I do put the due date set for the last date that it's displayed to the student. Do I include this in my grade center? I don't do that. I don't give marks for completing this, but that's up to the individual faculty member. And I don't show them any of the scores in case they can then go back and see which questions they did wrong and then figure it out. I also go through, I show them one question at a time. I do not allow them to go back and forth, and I randomize the questions so that they see them in different orders each time. Once I submit that, the AI assessment module has been installed into your course. From this point, students will be able to see this, although I don't want my students to see this right now, so I'm going to simply hide that link. And there it is, it's hidden. And they can click on this assessment, they can begin it, they get the instructions, and from there we can minimize the instructions, and they can perform the questions. You can see down here there's 14 questions. Most of them are multiple choice. There are a couple of other types of test questions in here as well. So they really have to read carefully, understand it before they complete it. All right, so if you have any questions, you can contact me. I'm at aie@douglascollege.ca.